back to Narrative. I'm so excited for today's episode. Today I'm joined with Sophia Boli, the founder of Retail Pharmacy. And I guess my first question is, what is Retail Pharmacy?
Retail Pharmacy is a concept shop that I started in 2021 with a pop up in my boyfriend's gallery, actually. And then I did like 6 more pop ups, and now I have a permanent store.
That's
Yeah. And I feature like small independent designers and clothing, accessories, jewelry, all kinds of shit by them.
it's so cool. It's
Mhm.
on Henry Street.
Yeah.
What's your address?
39 Henry Street. There's an
39
A in New York,
in New York,
not Brooklyn.
not Brooklyn, in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And it's really a cool space. I feel like you've brought back retail into Lower Manhattan kind of in this really fun way that I haven't seen before. Your store is so inviting and the brands you carry are so interesting. And I feel like they all don't only dive into clothing. Like, I think your store is more of a, I wouldn't say it's a clothing store, it's like an art, it really is like a concept shop. Like, it's about like a lifestyle. How do you find brands to put in the store?
So I, like everybody, have a healthy addiction to social media. And I look at like clothing online, like on Instagram specifically, all the time. When I was younger, it was on Tumblr. And so I don't know, kind of like during the pandemic, obviously that got heightened because you're just sitting around doing nothing. But I didn't have like money to burn on, clothing. So I just like followed all these brands and kind of like kept up with them, and in my head kind of conceptualized this idea of a shop that I did not think I would achieve anytime soon. um, and then when I got the opportunity, I did the first pop up. But I just find most of the people on Instagram are like real life, I guess, because I live downtown. There's so many like interestingly dressed people, or even like going out to parties, and then I just ask them like, "What are you wearing?" And then they tell me, and usually it's like a smaller designer or it's some like cool vintage piece that, yeah, but I don't do vintage.
Why don't you do vintage?
There's just a lot of people already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could and I would, but also like I didn't have like really capital when I started my pop up.
Mm,
I have everything on consignment, like, and still to this day for the most part do. So, obviously when you're doing vintage, you need like a capital investment for all the vintage clothes.
that's a good
So
point.
yeah, I didn't really have that.
So, I mean, what's so interesting is it's so much about like the relationship. Like, the store is a store, but it's also about like the relationships you have with all of these individual people. And it's kind of this like network of both the internet and then also like your real life interactions, which I find so interesting. And I think your store really takes Instagram and Depop into real life, which I think is the future. Like, you've made so much of your online experience that you've been able to like manifest it into this like lived experience for so many people. And I just find that so cool. When did you realize you
Thanks.
wanted to open a store?
Um, so I always wanted to open a store in like in some type of way. Like when I was really little, I wanted a store. That was like always my like little dream, one day I'm gonna be a shop owner. And then even when I was like in middle school, I always dreamed of having a concept shop, like kind of like the classic, like, it's like a cafe and then it's also a
Yeah.
store and all of that. And
Oh my
I
God, that'd be
I don't even
awesome.
like, no, I don't. Now that I've worked in food and service too, and I'm like, no, fuck no, like I'm never touching food, like,
Yeah,
and then
that's a
the
whole
like, yeah, pests and stuff, no. But I guess like part of me always wanted it, and then like life just got real and I worked like a lot and it didn't seem like really achievable. And then I don't know, I moved to New York and I kind of just saw people just selling stuff all the time everywhere, like doing these pop-ups, like literally just popping up a rack on the street,
yeah.
and like people would buy stuff from it. And I was like, "Oh, like that doesn't exist like really like in a lot of places, So I wanted to like
Mm.
take advantage of that and the fact that I could kind of do a more like scrappy DIY like shop to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point that like I feel like New York has this like street selling culture that's so unique. Like, kind of, you can just like, especially downtown, like Seward area, you can pop up a rack and you'll make You'll make some money. We actually met doing a closet
Yeah,
sale.
exactly. Like at a smoke shop. Like
At a
that's what I'm
smoke
saying.
shop,
Is like
yeah.
people do pop-ups, they do like sales, they do whatever everywhere. Like New York has like this hustler kind of culture and mentality that
Yes.
like I like, you know, I'm like I
Mhm.
like the
Me
inventiveness of
too.
people, and I don't know, like I like people trying to like work for themselves and like, you know, do their own thing.
Yeah, I think what's so cool too about your store is like it's all you. Like I feel like there's other downtown stores that are like groups of people run them or like two people, but yours is like
Yeah, it's
just
just
your
me.
vision, which is like
Yeah,
amazing. Like
thanks.
congratulations. Like that's not easy to do to like
No.
build something so big from nothing. Like I don't know, I just feel like that should be like noted. Like
Thanks. Yeah, it's a double like edged sword, I guess, because at times it gets really like stressful and lonely and like just like oh my god, like if I could just be two of me, like to do all this work, that would be so fucking sick. Like I
yeah,
would have so much more just or less stress, I guess.
exactly. No,
But
I feel you.
also which plays into like what you kind of said before about how I like kind of brought this internet culture into real life is like I grew up in Hawaii and I grew up pretty isolated and I grew up kind of like the like black sheep for sure of like the
Mhm.
my little like community or whatever. And it kind of like made me not very social and
Yeah.
like it made it hard for me to like interact with like the people online and stuff, and I kind of was like yeah, just really kept to myself for like a lot of years. And then when I moved here and like started meeting people in person, it was different. But like I think that's also why I wanted to bring that away from the internet, cuz like I could have started an online shop or
Yeah.
something like, but I'm just like not as good with like that kind of communication and maintaining those type of friendships and stuff
Mhm.
as I am with like in-person things.
Yeah, I feel like also what I like so much about retail pharmacy is it's a community. Like I think that's what's so important about the internet and what can be taken from the internet into real life to make people's lives better is community. Like community
Totally.
heals. Like and like retail pharmacy like
Yes,
but no, I like
man.
love your like what is your look shopping is the cure.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, I didn't want it to be too like negative. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, like I also sometimes like use like get your fix, which is kind of like more like I guess drug culture references.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't want it to be too negative, you know?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. I wanted it to be kind of fun and lighthearted, and it is like it is truly a concept shop, like because I have a concept, and it is that it is like the pharmacy, and the pharmacy is kind of like this equalizer amongst like, you know, races and classes and all that, and you also always like or most of the time leave it getting something that's supposed to make you feel better.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so cool. I mean, I that's what I think is like so special about your space is it doesn't just feel like people being cool for like being cool sake. Like it feels like actually my weed box.
I don't know what that
I
is.
like literally locked my weed up so I don't smoke weed
Oh,
all
I love
day.
that. That's, I
And
need
like
one of those.
just opened
Oh
up.
God. The fact that I need one of those.
No,
But
but yeah. Wait, I actually wanted to talk about like being stoners because I feel
oh.
like
Okay, wait, but I liked what you said about being
yeah,
cool really quick, just because
yeah.
I grew up like liking things and
Mhm.
like thinking and being like reading like Nylon magazine and then
Yes.
emulating that, but then getting shit on in school for
Same,
it.
same,
And
same.
then so like for me being cool was like actually not like to be cool I would have had to like try to be really basic and
Yep.
kind of the opposite of what
Yep.
it is now.
Yeah.
So it's like I
No.
guess that's why there's almost an effortless, because it is like it is some, so it was almost somewhat of an acceptance, just like this is your style, this is what you are. And
Yeah.
then it ended up being like well received as I got older, you know.
No, that's I mean, I feel like that's what's interesting about like I feel like me and you are like the same age and like I feel like we were like the first generation to like really grow up online, like having that
Yeah.
be like we were the first ones to like be kids on Tumblr or like
Hmm.
cuz we like also experienced not that and then that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's almost like we have all the history of like reading nylon, like physical nylon. Like I show my friends that are younger, that like in their early 20s, like physical nylon magazines, and they're like, "What is this?" And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
"This is the Bible." Like,
I wish I don't know if I still
I
have them. I
have.
don't think I do.
I'll show
But
you
I
one.
would
I
get the
found one
subscription
recently.
out in Hawaii. I would be like, I
Oh,
got the nylon subscription, I got the Vogue one.
oh
And
my
sometimes
god.
I get the W one if my mom had airline miles and would get it for free.
Whoa, W
Yeah.
would be. I got like really dorky magazines because I was like a horse kid, so I got Horse Illustrated.
Oh my god, I love that. Are you
I
serious?
got Young Rider.
That's great.
And I got 17 magazine, which I feel like, and then I'd go to Barnes and Noble and read Nylon or then like buy it with my like allowance money. But I feel like it's interesting because like in the 2010s, like now all of that stuff is so popular, like all the like whatever. But like when I was on Tumblr in school, people made fun of me so hardcore. People would be like, "You look homeless," like I literally got bullied because I didn't like wear like a preppy outfit because like Gossip Girl was in. Like I felt like it was so like,
and I loved Gossip Girl too.
Yeah,
but I just didn't dress like that.
Yeah,
I dressed like Taylor Momsen.
Yes, same, literally same. Yeah. I feel like we were like the same teenager.
I definitely wore a lot of black eyeliner, which I don't do now. And guys definitely were like, "Why do you wear that black eyeliner?" Except for like the two goth boys in school. Yeah, it was kind of. It was funny.
I wore like thigh-high socks like
all the time,
year round. Yeah, year round in New York.
Because I tried to like assimilate a bit to like the preppy people, so I would try and buy like Abercrombie and Hollister pieces that I liked, but I would just style them so differently than any of them that it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't care.
Yeah, no, I was like
you're wearing it wrong.
I feel like it's funny because like now I feel like your stuff in the store is kind of like a punk version of that aesthetic, and like it's so like dark, which I like, but it's also so sweet. It's like this weird mix, which I think is just so like kind of perfect for today. Like it's like, and it speaks clearly like so much to like millennials, but also like Gen Z. I feel like your audience is like definitely like probably on the younger side. Like what would you say based off of like who comes in?
They're like definitely in their 20s, you know? So like, and it ranges, and some younger actually. I guess it starts like more like a high schoolers even. And I think a lot of that has to do with just like the fact that I like my internet following kind of grew quickly, and like a lot of the kids that like, it was a lot of like younger people, you know? Like I think more people maybe know about the shop in real life that are older, but just don't like follow it or come in as much. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, I know of this or whatever," but I don't really like see them showing up or like following like the same as the younger kids. Because I think also as you get older, a lot of people, you know, like you were saying, they like try and be cooler. And but younger kids are just like, "Oh fuck it, like what's the Instagram ratio? Who cares?" You know. Also, I notice I get honestly a lot of followers from like people's like kind of, I think they're like their shopping accounts, you know.
Are they like anonymous? Like
they're somewhat anonymous accounts and just follow like a ton of brands and stores, you know, which like I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like a lot of the accounts that follow me are like lurker accounts. Like I can like they don't have any posts, but they just are like following people and they have like crazy usernames.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is
I think for mine it's like they're just like shopping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that makes sense. That doesn't really bother me. It's not like just weirdos.
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem like it.
I feel like shopping is, I mean, it's so interesting because like shopping on the internet has transformed in like the past 10 years into this whole new landscape where it's kind of like a free-for-all like cottage economy of like
it's
everyone
crazy.
just like peddling their wares.
Really democratized in like a good and bad way. And like and then like the pandemic happened and everyone started making stuff because they were like bored, and then a lot of people like started selling it, and then also a lot of other people had more disposable income and they were like buying it. And I think it kind of created this influx of like designer creator people in the market that like I'm starting to see kind of like get weeded out as like, you know, now they're like graduating college or like, you know, just, you know, on their real or not real, but like on a different career path or something. So it's kind of just interesting to watch. But I guess that's also just the nature of smaller independent brands. Is like a lot of them don't last forever.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense because I mean I had a jewelry brand for a long time.
See, there we go.
And I'm not making jewelry anymore. But
exactly,
it was fun. I mean, it happens. I feel like it's so interesting because I do feel like there was like this bubble that was created because there was also so many people buying like artisanal stuff. Do you feel like that's like, do you see that like not as much online sales, more in person? Or
so I feel like since I opened the shop, I definitely have more in person sales, but I have a ton of people that are visiting and come and see me. So I think that they're like sales that might have been an online sale, but they're like, "Oh, I'm going to be in New York this month. I'm just going to like
that's so
go
cool.
to the shop." or I don't know. But then this last month I had more online sales because I did a sale.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I don't know. It's confusing. Every time I think I kind of have it figured out, I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why'd that happen?
Yeah.
Or that didn't work and it worked the last 4 times. So
Yeah, retail
kind of give
is
up sometimes.
so crazy because I feel like it is so unpredictable, but like predictable. Like,
Hmm.
like I used to work at a bookstore and you used to manage a clothing store
Yeah.
or was it a clothing store or what kind of store
I
was it?
managed, yeah, like a boutique. Yeah. So
Yeah.
clothing, some jewelry, accessories. Yeah.
Well, how did that experience like influence retail pharmacy?
I mean, I guess it just kind of like showed me that I could like run the day to days of like a small shop that had a small team in New York. And like it was not that much more daunting than doing it anywhere else. Yeah, I guess it was just that. But I wasn't like there for that long
Mm.
anyway. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then I guess just I've been in retail though my whole life, like not just as a manager, just in all different, mostly sales positions. Um, and like, but in small boutiques where it's like just me as the person in the shop. So I've always like had to be very like comfortable with the customers, and you give them like a different kind of experience. And I guess if you're going to like a Zara or like a
Totally.
I don't know H&M or something,
Yeah, you're actually like helping people.
you're actually helping people. Like I love when somebody comes in and they're like, I'm trying to find an outfit for this,
Oh,
or
that's
they're
so
like, I have
fun.
this I'm trying to match, and it's
That's
like
so
it's fun.
cool.
It's like a
Yeah.
game for me. It's like like when you're younger and you play like the games on the computer where you like dressed the people,
Yes. Oh my
like
God, we
on
were
like
just talking about
LizzieMcGuire.com. Like,
yes.
yes. I
Dressupgames.com.
loved Lizzie. There was like one on Disney.com, I think it was. It was
Oh,
like
those
Lizzie
are so
McGuire. So weird outfits,
yeah. No,
like
I remember
Miranda's
that
outfits
one.
and shit.
Oh
And
my
like,
God.
I love doing that. So then it's just like that for me. And I also like came from a styling background, but styling's just too much. It's too
Yeah.
hectic.
It's
Yeah. So this
like
is nice. I get to like style people when they come in.
yeah, I mean, what's better than getting to like interact with a stranger? I feel like it's kind of refreshing. Like I feel like it almost like lets you I don't know, have like a interaction that you're not expecting and that can like change your day. Like I feel like more people need to have like random interactions. Like I feel like that's remote work like kind of de-incentivizes that, but like the more like physical things that happen, I think the better.
I think it's important to be around people. I
Yeah.
think like human interaction is really important, and just like learning how to be kind, I think.
Mhm.
Just cuz I don't know, you're going to deal with all kinds of people, and you kind of have to like learn how to approach each situation and each person like how do I put it? Like evenly, I guess, or like and without
Totally.
ego.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a big thing that I at least try and do when anybody walks in, is they try and not like prejudge, like, oh, they don't look like they're gonna buy anything, or like, oh, great, they look like a big spender or anything. I just try and like approach them like a person that's maybe interested in the shop, and hopefully will buy something if they fall in love with something. But I don't like to make a sale. Like, I don't like to push sales. I
Mm.
don't want somebody to ever leave with something that maybe like a couple hours or a day later they're like, "Ah, I wish I didn't buy that,
Yeah. No,
because
that's a
like
good
all sales are
point.
final, so you can't return it. And then you might not come back and buy something.
Yeah, because
Like,
you always want someone to come back and have
totally, I
another
tell people, I'm like, come
experience.
back tomorrow, like if you
I
like
love
it,
that. That's
like.
so cute.
And half the time they end up coming back in like an hour. And they're like, okay, I thought about
And now
it.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
It-
exactly.
It's so cool that like your shop has like tourism. I mean, that's kind of
It's weird.
crazy.
It's so weird.
Do you feel like there's a lot of international people attention? Because I feel
Yeah.
like New York people in New York don't realize that like the audience for New York is outside of New York. Like
Yeah,
those are the
exactly.
people that are looking at it online. It's not like it you got to be performing for the global audience as
Hmm.
well, which is the advantage of the internet.
Exactly. And so like I get a lot of people from like Berlin, which kind of makes
That's
a lot of
cool.
sense if
Yeah.
you look at the shop. And then where else? Australia. Australia
Hmm.
has like a really good, interesting, like independent fashion scene.
Yeah.
And I think like I get an extra amount of Australians because shipping is so expensive there. So like if they
Mm,
can get stuff while they're here, it's like way better.
that makes
Um,
sense.
where else? I don't know. Like I guess all over really. Like, yeah, but Japan too, I get a good amount.
That's
I get a
cool.
lot of like Chinese people, but I think a lot of them are living in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Would you ever do like a pop up in another country?
Oh, I'd love to. I
You
would just need to
should.
figure out the
Someone hit Sophia
logistics. I
up.
really want to. I've actually kind of talked to a couple people about it. I don't know. I think I might do one in like London first.
That'd be cool.
Just because language. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, yeah, I got to figure all that out and like
Coming
the logistics
soon,
of it and everything. I also would love to do one in Japan. I don't know. I want to do one everywhere.
I feel like, oh my god,
I just want to go everywhere.
Japan retail pharmacy.
I feel like Japan would be amazing.
Okay, wait. I want to talk about this image.
Oh my god, M's book.
I went to this reading that you organized for at Sarah's Worldwide with M and a bunch of other really cool readers. Will you tell me about like the planning of that? Because it was such a cool, interesting group of people.
Thanks. Yeah, it was really, I really enjoyed that reading. Like, yeah, that group. So M actually helped me like pick out who we were going to have read. I don't know. And we kind of like wanted some people that were like known as writers, but then I always like to have people that aren't known as writers, just kind of like how in the shop I have like designers that are like pretty well known, and then I have like wild cards that are like, okay, this person has like 100 Instagram followers and they like are really weird and live in, you know, the middle of nowhere.
That's cool.
So we had Zoe, who's like a writer and has a gallery, and I actually did a pop-up at one of her galleries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's called Gurnin Regalia. I'm not sure if they have a physical location right now, but I don't know. I thought they did. It was in the East Village. They had one in the East Village.
As many galleries have one and then don't have one.
I know, and then have one again.
Yeah.
I can never keep up. And then who do we have next? Next was, I think it was Rhiannon. I'm trying to say them in order, but I don't remember. Then it was, I think it was Rhiannon. And Rhiannon's just like a friend. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So actually, M brought her up. She was like, we were trying to think of another person. We asked one of my designers, but they were kind of like hesitant because like they only write personal work and they don't want to like maybe share it. And I was like, that's fine. So she was like, oh, I know this girl Rhiannon who like writes a haiku a day. And I was like, oh, it's probably the same Rhiannon I know because there's not many, you know?
Yeah, and she's so cool. Like,
yeah, she's so
gorgeous.
Cool. I know,
and like,
she's awesome.
Literally, and all of her friends were so hot too. I was like,
yeah,
this is
she's
just
great.
Like, I was like, where did this girl come
yeah.
from? Like,
I can tell you more later. But yeah, she's just great. I love her. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask her right away. Like, you know. So yeah, I asked her and she was like, of course. And so that was really exciting. I didn't know she did a haiku a day type of thing. But I thought that was really cool. I thought maybe it was mine going off.
No, I think it's mine.
Okay, one of them was mine.
But okay, and then the next person was
it Whitney?
Whitney,
or was it Lily?
Lily, I think.
Okay, it was Whitney or Lily.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whitney Mallet.
Yeah,
I feel like Whitney Mallet's Whitney Mallet.
Yeah, like everyone knows who she is.
I feel like I don't need to explain her. I don't know how I'm going to explain her any better than
she's cool. She's online.
She's super cool. She's online.
The
great
Whitney
writer.
Review.
Yeah, she's a Whitney review. She's like very much like I feel like a staple in like the downtown like art and fashion like scene, a writing scene.
Yeah, totally.
So she was just kind of like a great addition to the mix. Super intelligent woman, like, yeah. And then it was Lily, who's like this photographer friend that I have and M has, and I didn't also M knows who's writing, you know. I just know the people. M knows who's writing.
No, M's so cool.
And yeah, she's so cool. She's been so awesome to work with. And so yeah, then I reached out to Lily, who had the sickest like book that she writes
she
in.
was like carrying it around.
It was like a crazy
like
Bible of like it was like so. Like, Lily is very much like in my opinion like a real punk, you know.
Yeah,
like
that's what I thought was so cool. It was like it was like cool downtown people that like everyone knows is cool, but then it was just like two like people that like were so cool but like not in like a traditional like just like real like
exactly
just vibes like all like and Lily was just like came up there with her book and it was like reading
dark
this like
and
medieval
weird.
poetry.
Exactly.
It was so
medieval. And then the book
awesome.
is like filled with like type writer like pages
Yeah.
that are glued in because our handwriting's bad, I guess, and like collaged images and like
Yeah.
it
I was
was
like,
so
it
cool.
was
I
so
don't
cool. I
know.
was like, whoa, like this is like very like beatnik. Yeah,
Yes,
super.
exactly. Very beatnik.
And I think
Very, yeah.
that's what's like cool about retail pharmacy. And I talked to Tibby about this in her interview, which is like this is like the new punk. Like I feel
Mhm.
like it really is like a legitimate subculture that's like
Yeah.
kind of like this diffusion of other subcultures. It's almost like a sewer.
Yeah. No, it is.
And it kind of has
It's
that look
weird.
too.
Yeah, it's strange because it's like a lot of like, you know, like I have like a high, like a lot of my customers are like uh queer or like LGBTQI whatever. There's another one I think. I don't know. Or they're like sex workers or they're kind of on the fringe of society, you would
Mm-hmm.
say, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think in that way there's like this kind of just like punk mentality that's like
Mm-hmm.
not in like a cheesy like, you know, black leather skirt like
Mm-hmm.
outfit from Search and Destroy way, like in
Yeah.
like a legit like, you know, against like the status quo kind of
Totally.
feeling about like what the people I'm working with are doing and just like their general mindsets too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, they're if there's like protests and rallies and shit, like, you know, majority of people are like they're like, I don't know, they're good people, you know, and they're
Yeah.
trying to like push society forward. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's what that kind of like grungy, like punky kind of group of people is trying to do, but they're just like a little radical and they're a little angry, you know, but
Which
it's
is
like fine
important.
and like
Yeah.
makes sense to me at least.
Yeah. I mean, I fuck with it. I fuck with the
Yeah,
vision.
same. Yeah.
No, I feel like it's so cool because it's like I feel like in New York, I grew up here and it just becomes like, especially like, you know, like St. Mark's used to be this like super punk place and now it's like the most mainstream place you can go. There's not really like that kind of like heart of like punkness that used to kind of be in the lower like downtown, but I feel like what's going on Henry Street, like between the like all the like weird art galleries around there and like what you're doing is like genuinely like cool and like DIY and like just really interesting. And
Yeah,
I feel like it's so vital to like making the city a cool place to visit
I do too, and I
and
think
live
it's
in.
like cool, and it's like, and it's not just sad. It's like it's around all this. I don't know. There's like the 75 East Broadway Mall, you know, which
Yeah.
downstairs is like crazy and weird
Yeah.
and like very obviously Chinese owned businesses
Yeah.
and empty stalls, and then you go upstairs and it's like this amalgamation of I don't know, like like vintage shops, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's Eckhouse Lotta, which is
Yeah.
random. But I don't know, there's something weird going on. There's definitely a big juxtaposition that you
Yeah.
see. And I
Yeah.
think that's also really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of New York has become I don't like sterilized in a
Yeah.
way, you
It's like
know?
suburbanized.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like it's safer, it's cleaner, it's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
kind of. I
But
mean,
you
I'm sure
know.
you see a lot of
Yeah.
things running a
At least I
store.
mean I'm in the area where it's kind of like the
Like,
least like modernized, I
yeah,
suppose.
I think that's why like that kind of
At
stuff
least in
exists
Manhattan.
there because it's like kind of almost like those things can only exist when there isn't like that kind of like
Well, the
well
rents aren't too crazy yet. I mean, they're
exactly.
getting there.
Well, I'm sure that's what's scary about
But
it is
yeah.
like I feel like the city really has become so easy and safe to live in. Like anyone can come and live here, which is like amazing in some ways, but also I feel like has made the rents go up. Like most of the people come here, I don't know, with a
Yeah.
more corporate mindset than I think people were
Totally.
coming here in the 90s or like even early 2000s. Like most people coming there at that time, the city was dangerous and you wouldn't move here unless you really like wanted to pursue something usually creative.
Yeah.
But do you like see corporate people in the store? Like do you feel like you have that customer sometimes?
I mean, some of my customers are like more on the corporate side, or they have just like more normal jobs. Um, but a lot of them even are like the like, you know, edgy one in the corporate office or
Yeah,
something.
that's cool.
I love it. I love when I meet somebody that's like super has like a very kind of normal job, you know. I
Yeah,
don't even want to say
no.
that. But yeah, like very like white collary kind of
Yeah.
job. And I'm like, oh, do you like weird stuff too? Is it strange? Like, yeah.
I wanted to look at some of the clothes in the shop.
Oh, we didn't talk about M. And then there's M.
Oh.
M was also
Oh,
reading
yeah.
it.
M
Yeah.
was doing the reading, too. M posted the reading and was
Yeah.
the...
Okay, yeah.
This top...
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of the design?
CD 1974.
Their stuff is so cool.
Yeah, he also made the pants.
Whoa.
His name's Cole. He's from Los Angeles, and he's like just a really, I don't know, he's like a weird, nice guy. I don't know too much about him, to be honest. Like he he introduced himself to me because of another designer that I work with, whose name is Tatum, and she was like, "You should carry him. He's awesome." And I saw his pieces, and I really
They're
liked
so
them.
cool.
They're like really soft and like cozy, and they're like, yeah, like deconstructed and reconstructed, and he's just like a really nice guy to work with, and he makes outfits for Lenny Kravitz, which is hilarious.
Wait,
I
that's
know,
awesome.
isn't that funny?
Wait, it's so funny. Trisha Paytas, who's on the pillow, is obsessed with Lenny Kravitz.
I'm not obsessed with him, but I remember like, oh my god. Do you know? I just realized this. Okay, so you know that like meme thing I was going around, like the men's Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Mine is the Lenny Kravitz cock ring story.
Wait, what?
Do you not know about? Okay, there was
No.
like a situation where Lenny Kravitz was on stage. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm imagining this whole thing. But he was on stage and like his pants like busted open, and he was like wearing a cock ring, and it was like a headline.
No.
Maybe it was fake. Maybe it was in my dream.
Maybe you should carry Lenny Kravitz's cock ring at retail pharmacy.
So funny. But
like, have
that
a
is
fake one
something
in
I think
case.
about, like whenever I think about him for some reason, which is
I mean,
now way more.
Now I'm gonna
often
think
than,
about
like,
him too, and think
I
about
feel
that.
like I need to be fact checked on it, but I'm pretty sure that actually happened. Yeah.
Here.
Oh, this one.
Yes, I love this. This
my
is
God, this
so
is
crazy.
funny.
IRS, Rough Riders,
I know,
Yankees
the
logo,
IRS.
Skims, Pure Beast. Like, what the
This
fuck?
guy is so funny. This guy, I mean, yeah. This brand's called Made of Glue, and he just is like. So I have a few brands that are like up. They print on like upcycled pieces, and he's one of them. And he just always has like really chaotic like internet age graphics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is so good.
Like
I
he's
want
done some
this.
other really good one. I feel like he's probably definitely Patricia Paytas on something.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
Oh my god, I need to wear that next episode. Do you want to go to next? Okay.
Oh yeah, haphazard.
Yeah,
so
this
like
is so cool.
micro, or I guess it's what is a motherboard or something.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I'm not good with technology. But yeah, this is kind of in that like there's this style of the spiky soldered. This one's silver soldered.
Yeah.
With some like piercings in it. I feel like it's very much like of a style that is popular right now.
Yeah.
And I think might be phasing out.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's interesting because it's like sometimes I think about fashion kind of like in terms of eras of design, and I'm like, this is very representative. Whatever that word is said properly. It really represents like I feel like 2023 jewelry.
Yeah, like goopy spiky silver.
Yeah. And then people really like that it's like a tech like kind of like, motherboard thing.
Yeah. There's something about like the like spiky goopy thing that's like so relevant right now, and I wonder like what it is. Like
I think that like I guess actually now that I'm like deeply analyzing this little necklace, I guess it kind of is almost like fashion always represents the times and especially politics, you know, and it's kind of like technology and I guess kind of like this harshness and this kind of like I don't know, whenever I look at a lot of stuff that's been like deconstructed and reconstructed or like has this kind of edgy rough appearance, I think of like Mad Max and post-apocalyptic movies. Like I grew up watching a lot of those. And cool. So I think about kind of like that, this idea of almost like the world ending.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
I feel like that's probably part of it because there's like an organic element to like the goopy and the spikiness that I feel like is something that you think about when you think of like the earth like returning to whatever after it's been like destroyed.
My blood, damn.
Yeah. So
now when you look at a spiky necklace and when you go shopping at retail
video games, or like video or not even old video games, just video games.
No, it's so true. I feel like it's very like the monsters coming up to get you, or like kind of like the subconscious even. Like I feel like with social media we're like spending so much time in our minds that like almost I feel like we're more drawn to these like surreal shapes or
Hmm.
objects than maybe before, in a time where like people were just like working on a farm all day and then coming home. They wouldn't like want to put on a spiky necklace.
No, like jewelry really wasn't for like common people until
Yeah.
like not too long ago. I can't remember the exact like tape, but like in terms of the like length of us adorning ourselves with extra stuff, it hasn't really been for, it was mostly for like royalty and nobles, etc.
Yeah, it's so interesting because me and Jeff were talking about like jewelry as like protection. Like, I feel like sometimes like adorning yourself with jewels almost like makes you kind of like,
This is like very popular right now.
really?
A lot of people have been coming in and like they're like, "Do you know what this stone means?" And I'm like, "No." Like we can Google it together. Like but I don't. Yeah, and like I don't know, I just yeah, somebody else actually she was like got like a ring from me recently and she was like about for the same reason. She was like, "I feel like I want to wear more silver or something for like protection." I was like, I wear hella silver and I am blessed. So you should do it. Like
Yeah, no, I feel like that is so true. Like, wait, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, I feel like you like are so hardworking. How do you stay motivated?
the first thing I was gonna say was guilt. And I was like,
Wait, that's such a good answer though.
it's
No.
guilt. It honestly kind of is because there's a lot of times, like even like all day today, where I'm just like, oh wow, like I just kind of need like a really long break.
Yeah, I'm
But then I'm like, oh, I have all these designers that like, I mean, it's not like they're relying on me to like pay their bills, but like
mhm,
some of them are like I do send some of them a steady amount of money every month, so they are relying, I'm guessing, for that.
mhm.
And then also I just feel like okay, so I closed for August and I had
Yeah.
so many people who were like, "Oh, I wanted to come by. Oh, I was in town." Like making me feel bad almost about it. And I was like, "Guys, I really just needed a month off." Like
Yeah, I'm sure.
so it's kind of interesting. It's like it's a good thing though, cuz I don't know. And then also, it's really rewarding doing what I do,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, a lot of there's not too many people like who sell these types of smaller designers.
No.
There's a few other really cool shops like in New York and around the world. Like there's at least like one in almost every major city.
Mhm,
But like when you compare that with the amount of other like not shops doing this, it's,
mhm.
the proportions are so skewed. But I don't know, so it's rewarding because like people, they send in like little notes with their like clothes. They're like,
Aw.
"Thank you so much for this opportunity." Like extra little things that like even in all my past retail jobs
Mhm,
that were much more like normal or whatever, they didn't have that kind of like, thing, that relationship or whatever, that kind of like gratitude
mhm.
that goes both ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like
It's
I started the
beautiful.
shop just like with an idea and just asking everybody if they wanted to be in it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this sounds cool." And I was okay. Cool.
And that's what's cool. I feel like it's like the internet and just like life allows you to just link and build.
Literally,
Like
the linking
literally
and
I say that to
building.
like that's how me and Romy met, is like I posted like a Google form and I was like, does anyone like want to like help
I
me?
know I
Like
need to do that next. I need
yeah, you need some
like a legit.
interns.
Well, I have some people, or I have an intern now, and they're awesome, and I love them. But I need like a because how you were saying I do it all by myself. I
Yeah.
need somebody that's kind of a bit more advanced than an intern to really like
Yeah.
kind of help
You need a
me.
shadow.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I need somebody like a true like kind of personal assistant kind of,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like
that's better with like bookkeeping than me, or
yes.
that like loves that.
Yeah,
They're like, "I love
no.
spreadsheets." I've met people that actually say that and they mean it. And I'm
No,
like,
I think
"Oh,
there are.
there are. Who are
They'll
you?"
post on NIFA.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. But I'm gonna do like a Google form. I had a friend that did a she was looking for an intern. She had like a whole Google form thing with
I did a Google form
questions, and
too.
some of them were
Yes.
like kind of not like tricky, but like, interesting. And I liked
Mhm.
that. I was like, "Oh, I
Yes.
need to do that to like suss out the
That's
like
how I met
vibe."
Romy.
Because everyone says that they want to work for me, and
Yeah.
that's awesome. I love that. It makes me feel like really also like blessed and grateful. But I'm also like, okay, I need to like I can't hire everybody. I just need
No.
one person.
Trust the Google form because that's literally like I started this group called Content Warriors and it like all started with just like a Google form just like as an interest check, but then like some questions that like were like what are like 5 things that you are like interested in right now? Like just like stuff
Yeah.
like that, like personal questions or like what are your goals in life? Like I
Hmm.
don't know. And then like you can learn so much about people by like their
Oh
honest
my God, so
answers.
true.
And I
I should
like
be like style and outfit with clothes from the website.
yes. Ooh, you should do that. Oh
Greatest
my
thing.
god. No. We can come up with it all right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like
20 questions.
no, but like I think
Also,
that's
because if you get through the form, it shows me that you're at least going to do that too.
exactly, that's what I thought too. I was like, if this person is going to take the time out of their day to fill this out, then they clearly like want to like link and build together.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
yeah, and like all of these like Romy is like amazing, and like I wouldn't be able to do the podcast without her because it like does take like sometimes you need some support. Like you can't just girl boss
No,
forever on your
totally.
own.
Even my intern, I love my intern because they like force themselves on me. Kind
Yeah.
of. They were like, "You need help." Like even this week, they usually come in on Sundays, and they were like, "Oh, I can come Saturday." I was like, "Oh, it's okay. We'll just skip this week." And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, I didn't respond until I was like, "Okay, yeah, it'd be actually awesome if you came in. Thank you so much for like, just like
Yeah.
wanting to work." Like,
I know. I feel like it's like you always think that
because I
I
can do it all by
well
myself with
exactly that's
like
what's
4
hard.
hours of sleep and a mental breakdown. But
But you shouldn't have
yeah,
to.
exactly. And it's like I need to learn how to relinquish like control and ask for
Mhm.
help and stuff, which is
Yeah.
like
No, it's true.
childhood stuff that
Ugh.
I'm working with. I should get a therapist.
Therapist and a team of interns
Yeah.
next to do.
Whoa. You'll be unstoppable.
Oh my god, imagine if we all had what we
Yeah.
needed. Oh wait, I wanted to know what your Tumblr usernames were. If they're
I don't remember all of them to be honest, because I think I changed it a lot. I was like, yeah, I changed it a lot, and now I don't know what I ended it on because like I changed it once when I like didn't want to use it anymore. But at one point, it was encased in velvet, which is literally tattooed on me,
whoa.
which is kind of embarrassing. All my tattoos are so Tumblr.
Oh my
It's
god.
actually
Wait, what do you have?
hilarious. I have I have my actual Tumblr thing,
Encased in
but it was
velvet.
from I used to write so much poetry. It was from like
Oh
a
my,
poem I wrote because I was super emo.
I love that.
And then I have this cross,
That's very Tumblr chic.
super Tumblr. And then I have it's gonna be too hard to take off my
Yeah.
jacket, but I have like a palm tree on the back of this cell phone.
Oh my god.
And then I
Spring
have
breakers.
like whatever and an infinity sign, like whatever
Oh,
forever. They're all so
that's
Tumblr. I shouldn't have even
so
said it. It's so
good.
embarrassing.
No, that's so good. I have a pizza tattoo, so that's like equally like pretty embarrassing.
That equals 2 of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like a pizza stick and poke. It's like just so it's like so embarrassing Tumblr. Like it's not even cool. Like encased in velvet vibes Tumblr. It's like corgi Tumblr. Like it's really not giving. But yeah, mine was 666 is my number.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's sick.
uh,
I'm sure I had a Tumblr name at some point that had like 666 in it.
oh, what artists have it been had the biggest impact on you?
Oh, like fine artists, I'm guessing.
Yeah, either one, both.
Hmm.
Maybe fine artists and fashion.
Well, okay, yeah. So I guess for fine art, when I think of like, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking of when I was younger, and I guess that makes sense. But I loved because I don't really love actually, I guess a lot of what I used to love in terms of fine art.
Mm-hmm.
You get older and your tastes change. But I used to love like Annie Leibovitz photographs
Oh my
because I
god,
would like see them
yes.
in Vogue, and they'd be this whole crazy like fairy fantasy land
Mm-hmm.
of like whatever. So I loved that. I was super into photography when I was younger. And I loved like Man Ray photos. I loved Helmut Newton. I loved Guy
Ooh,
Bourdin. I loved just like I loved like classic fashion photography.
that's so
Um
cool.
and then for like designers, I loved like Alexander McQueen and Vivienne Westwood. And I loved Chanel too. But like not almost as much for the clothes as much for just like actually Coco Chanel. Like I was obsessed with
Yes.
her for a while because
I
I was
love
like,
that.
she was like one of the boys, but like a
Yeah.
girl.
No, because like
Which
Chanel was like the first person to use jersey. Like people don't realize
she
that.
like casualized women's wear in like a
Mm-hmm.
way that like we're all definitely benefiting from right now.
Totally. Totally. Yeah, I feel like I can see the photography influence a lot because your store is so like like you have to do people don't realize how much photography goes into running a store. Like Or like when I did my jewelry business, like you have to photograph all the product, and then you have to probably take a lot of the pictures yourself in the clothes.
Yeah, I tried it because you want a photo of it on somebody to help fit, with the fit and the sale, and it's a bitch. I've been really lazy lately. I'm just like, here's a mirror selfie of me in it.
No, but that's cute.
And
I
I'm
feel
like,
that's a
whatever, it's better
vibe.
than nothing. Like, and it's
Yeah.
that or nothing. Like, right now, at least, when I had my office, I like before the permanent store, I had more like days where I would just be like, okay, this is my internet website day. And now it's like I'm open 5 days a week. So I try and do it in between customers, but
Mhm.
it's not really easy to like completely change your outfit and do like self timer photos and you have somebody coming in. It's embarrassing.
You're like, wait, just 1 second.
Literally. So I just do the selfie ones. But it's so much. And I actually thought I loved photography. I thought I wanted to be a photographer
Yeah.
forever. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's what I want to do. I was like,
Mhm.
and then I went to school for photography for like a month and I was like, no, I hate this. Like, I was like, I like styling. I love art direction. I really love art direction. Like, I love putting
Mhm.
together the image and being like, this is the kind of clothes I want in it. And I like directing things. I like putting all the pieces together. But I did not like the technical aspect of the photos and
Yeah.
then like having to sit in Lightroom for hours on end. It's like, it's killer.
No, it's not fun
I'm
actually.
hoping to hit the point where I can like just send out everything for like product shots, but
Oh,
it sucks because so many of my things are one of ones
yeah.
that it would just cost so much to get it all done.
Yeah.
It's not like I have like, oh, I have like, 40 like inventory coming in of this like 2 styles. It's like
Yeah.
40 and it'll probably be like 38 different styles. And I'm like, fuck.
Damn. No, it really is like such a labor of love doing all that work because it's like it's not just the objects that you're bringing to the store. You're also running an e-commerce site and a physical location, and you're just one person.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's like a lot. Like I feel like it's like people don't realize that like it's not easy like being a visionary like if you make it
No,
look
it's true.
easy,
Well,
like it
people
looks
always
so
ask me, they're like,
effortless.
why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, I just don't have the time. Like, it's not like I don't want to. I just don't have the time.
like
Like, yeah.
well, I think it's like a sign that people like if they think that it looks like if they think that you can do more, it means that you're making it look easy, so that makes it means
I
you're doing a
love
good
when people
job.
are surprised. They're like, it's just you? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, thank God you didn't know. Like,
Well, I think that's like impressive that like I don't know that like whenever you do something like I did a show recently and I curated it and my friend came and she's like, "Oh, this just like happened." And I'm like, "Girl, I like haven't
yeah.
slept for like 3 weeks."
I know
Like
everyone's like, how do you do it? I'm like, I just do. And I never stop doing. Like, I wake up and I
yes.
start doing stuff. And like, it looks like I'm just like on my phone, like doom scrolling, but I'm actually responding to like the 9 messages I got overnight and like checking which emails like I need to respond to right now. I have so many emails I need to also respond to that I don't need to respond
Yeah.
to. It's just like, it's so much all the time. And I just kind of, I don't know. I don't go out a lot. I don't like really party. When I do go out, I usually go home early so I can get up early to work more. And it's just like I I never thought of myself as disciplined, but now I'm saying it and I'm like, oh, I guess that's a type of discipline.
That's
Um,
definitely discipline.
but yeah, I just try and get as much done as I can because like this is my I mean, I didn't go to college. I don't have like inheritance waiting for me or anything like
Mhm.
that. So it's like this is my shot to like make this work or like at least build a foundation for myself like with this really cool project that gives me credibility for a future like more
Mhm.
like corporate or whatever. I don't want to say corporate, I'll probably never do that. But whatever, something
Yeah.
other job.
Yeah.
But like I can't fuck this up. That's
Yeah.
basically that's what I'm trying to say is I can't mess this up. Like I
No.
don't have the privilege of like some other like people or even like a real backup plan. I like
Mhm.
hit 26 or how old was I? 27 maybe when I 27 I think when I did the first pop-up and I was like I need to like really figure out what I'm doing. I'm managing this store. It's a small store. There isn't really room for me to grow here
Mhm.
anymore and I don't have the like credentials to get like the job that I want. So like what am I going to do, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
So I just did
No, I feel like
this.
it's like Yeah, friends of mine that are like in their early 20s are like, how do you like work so hard? I'm like, it's because like I have to, like, if you don't
Yeah.
work hard, it's like you're not gonna achieve your dreams. And then like, what the fuck?
I fucked around a lot in my early 20s.
Yeah,
So it's like, it's
exactly. It's like,
fine, you
yeah,
know?
you're gonna be
Yeah,
fine. I think it's like just like pedal
totally.
to the metal, like 26, 27, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Like just like build experiences, live life, have fun, party. That's why I like, I don't know. I don't know if you want to talk about weed, but I
Oh,
just
yeah.
love smoking weed. And I feel like I don't want to like, I don't know. I just feel like being a stoner gets such a bad rap these
I
days.
know.
And I like, it's like I don't like want to be ashamed of it anymore. Like I want, and I feel
No, I
like
know my boyfriend teases me because he's sober, and I'm like, shut up. I don't know. I also think for me, it's like I just am always going at a million, so it's like I need
Mhm.
to like chill the fuck out
Yeah.
sometimes, like
Yeah.
actually.
I like feel like it's like I don't know, like the plant, like it brings you to the ground. Like I like love smoking like just like good weed because I feel like it's like not like alcohol like will make you just like depressed and anxious.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm saying.
like
I just need to literally chill out.
I
I
just need
need
to
to
like
just like
someone just needs to like hit the pause button on me.
no, that's what I'm saying. I always said like I just need to be stupider to be a little happier. And
I love
I feel
that.
like somehow that happened somewhere. I think when I moved to New York, I realized, wow, people are way smarter than me. Which was a good thing. I
Yeah.
genuinely think it made me care less. It made
Mhm.
me, I don't know, something about moving to New York was great. I realized I didn't need to give a fuck really. I was like, oh, there's
Yeah.
somebody smarter, there's somebody prettier, there's somebody doing
Mhm.
something cooler, there's somebody doing something that's going to be more successful, and I just need to do what I can,
All
and
you
I
can
just
do
need to
is do
do
you.
it,
Yeah.
and that's the big thing is like I think I spent a lot of time not doing something because I didn't have it all fully planned out so it could be the best possible thing ever.
Mhm.
Um and then I don't know, I moved and I was like, that's not gonna happen. Like literally kids are selling clothes on the street on a rack and they're probably making like a few $100s that day. And what am I doing?
Yeah. I feel like that's what like stops most people is just not doing it. Like
That's what I know. So I tell people all the time, like, how do you do this? How do I get it? I mean, just do
do
it.
it. Just like
Literally,
literally
Nike. Just do
just do
it.
it. Like
Like,
just keep just do it and then wake up and do it again and like
oh,
don't doesn't matter what it looks like or if it's ugly or like
yeah. You're gonna
shitty.
hate it. You're gonna want. You're gonna cry. You're gonna have 8 mental breakdowns. At least that's my
Yeah, and that's like
experience.
good. Like you should hate it and you should not like what you're doing because that means that you're like actually pushing yourself to do
Even
something.
now, it's like it's weird to me, like being like I don't know, somewhat successful, and because it's
Mhm.
like I'm in it, and I don't feel it a lot of the
Yeah.
time. Like I feel it in the way where I'm like, oh, this is cool. I haven't like scrambled to get my bills paid every
Mhm.
month for like the last, 6 months or year or whatever, which is cool. But I also just like don't I don't know, it doesn't feel like I don't wake up feeling any different. I just wake up
Mhm.
feeling like I have to do more work to like maintain this. And I don't feel
Totally.
like satisfied with what I'm doing or what I've done.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with it, but I'm not satisfied with it yet. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not right yet. I don't know, Which is
Totally.
like I guess I'm a little bit of a perfectionist in that way, but I'm like it's just not. It's almost there.
Yeah, I feel like I mean you're a Gemini, so the Gemini spirit is like so like creative but like double-sided. Like you can just go like
I'm my own like I hate my own worst critic by
yeah,
far.
for
Like
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like with art and like making stuff, it's like you're the only one that's going to do it. So just do it. Like
Mhm.
there's no one else that can do it for you. There's no amount of planning or thinking about what's going to happen or thinking about what someone else is doing that's going to like make it happen for you. And even like I don't know, like
Like you have a plan, but you need to have like a loose plan, Like
mhm,
you can't be micromanaging everything.
yeah,
You can't expect everything to turn out how you want it to.
totally.
I did that for the first like couple pop-ups. I was like
Mhm.
really like it has to be perfect, it has to be this, and I like definitely stressed myself out more than I needed to. And now like there's things in the shop that I'm just like I need to fix that. And it's like probably not going to get fixed for like a couple weeks, And
Yeah.
it's like cuz it's not nobody notices it but me. It's like that kind of stuff
Yeah.
that you learn to let go of like too.
No, and like
So,
things take time. Like I mean, that's what I think is the most important is like just if you keep going and just day by day just do little like it can
that's what
be
my mom always says.
like
Yeah.
it could be just like sweeping the floor or taking a
Literally.
shower or like brushing your teeth twice or something like that like
No, it's true
it
cuz
doesn't have
like
to be big.
yeah, yeah, it's like I got really depressed when I was in high school, and like even doing things like that were like hard, you know?
Yeah, no, I've been there.
So like doing what I do now is so crazy to think about. It's like I get up and almost every day I go to my store. I have to like almost force myself sometimes to be like, don't go today. You know, like just don't do it. Like healthy break, you know? But I don't know, it's weird. But it's good. I think it gives me a purpose, a reason to live.
Yeah, no,
Which is good.
I think that like that's what like living your truth does. Like it gives you community and like people that rely on you, and like
Mhm.
you have like an ecosystem now that like is
Yeah,
bigger than you.
genuinely.
Like
No,
it's like literally not just you. Like
that's what keeps me motivated, really. Is like
yeah,
that's what I think about all the time. I'm like, it's bigger than me. Like if I decided to
so
like
sick.
give up, you know, like
Hmm.
which I definitely feel like doing on days, it's just like I'm just like, what if, you know, and then like it's just like I'm like fuck. And then there's like all this stuff that somebody has to figure out how to send back, and like you know, like oh no, I can't like
Yeah, because
yeah, which is good.
how long do you think you want to have the physical store? Like, what do
I
you
don't
see as the
know.
future? Like, do you have any plans?
I have so many different ways that it could go, and I really have no idea because I have no idea what the neighborhood's going to look like in like 2 years. So
That's so
my
true.
lease is 3 years long.
Oh,
Yeah, I
whoa.
got a good lease. So I'll be out of there, or I'll have to resign in like January or February of 2026. So I
Seems
still
like
have like
so
I
far
know it seems
away.
like so far away, but I started the shop like the same amount of time ago.
Yeah,
So it's kind of
that's
funny.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's so
So
perfect.
I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to just open a different shop, keep that shop,
Mm-hmm.
not have a shop. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know how long I'm going to do it. Sometimes I think I'll do this forever, and then sometimes I think when I'm 40, I'm definitely quitting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that I mean, I don't know. I like having a shop. I think if I could figure out how to like relinquish more control and just like let the
Mm,
shop have employees that run it all the time and stuff, like
yeah.
it'll probably take a while, like, you know, years.
Yeah.
But I think that if I could do that and have it running itself and then do like something else that's maybe a bit more like actually creative, like
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy that. Like I always loved designing clothes when I was little. I
Oh my
enjoy doing
God.
something like
That'd
that.
be cool. You need a retail pharmacy like mate
Like
like
in-house brand.
in-house
I know. I'm kind
brand.
of thinking of ways that I can do
I
it.
feel like you have had like really cool merch. Like I feel like every time you did like those panties
I
with the
know. I love my merch, but I always print it myself, and I hate it. It's not even my sock. I'm wearing this sock.
Oh my God,
This
the
is my
socks are
grippy
so
socks.
cute. The socks are so cute. Are those like they look like mental
There
hospital
are
socks.
mental hospital socks.
That's so amazing.
This pair's been through it,
Oh
to be
my
honest.
God, that's so good. They look so
This one
cute.
looks better.
Better socks.
Better printing. But that's what I'm saying is I did it myself, so they're all they're
Yeah,
all kind of misprints.
that's cool though. Like I feel like
I even posted that once. I was like, everything's a misprint, no discounts on misprint, sorry. And
it's
everyone
just
loved
misprint
it.
store.
Literally.
No, I feel like that's. I mean, that's what's cool about like. There's so many. I don't know. I always feel like when I make stuff at home, I'm just like I'm in my own little factory. Like you can just kind of
I
like.
like it. If I had more time, I think it's yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I see that for you. I see your store. I see the vision. I see you having employees and it being. It's just gonna
Yeah.
take time. I feel like by the time the 3-year lease is up, it's gonna be like just
I
like a
know.
ship.
I know. We're gonna see. I'm so curious what because there's a giant apartment building going up on my block.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
I mean, it's been going up for a while. They're just
Yeah.
like I feel like it'll be done around the time my lease is up. Maybe a little before, who knows. They're on the putting the glass window stages up, but the inside still isn't finished.
Oh, I think I saw that building when I was walking over, and it's so beautiful.
It's really weirdly pretty and bizarre. I don't
yeah,
know. It'll be interesting to see what kind of people move in there and
yeah,
if it benefits me at all.
yeah. Maybe you'll meet your like investor that will like take you to the moon. Who
I know, I
knows?
can imagine.
But
Yeah, I have so many ideas of what like I would like to do, but not entirely sure how to get there in certain ways. Like there's certain brands I want to work with,
mhm,
certain like um I don't know, like I would like to get more into like the high end like
mhm.
independent designer like area because there
Ooh,
are like a lot of those brands and right now I carry a lot of more like accessibly priced like
mhm.
stuff. but I would like to get more into like the high end stuff. And I don't know if that means maybe I need to do like a little separate, like, but still connected venture that's just that. Because I don't know, incorporate it, but I feel like it needs to be separated maybe.
That's cool. I feel like that is not something you see. Like, it'd be cool to see like a retail pharmacy like wedding dress or like
Well,
high
like,
end like kind
yeah.
of like even stuff. I don't know. I
I
feel
mean,
like
there
people would
are
want that.
stores that have like some of those brands already, you
Yeah.
know. Like Essence is obviously a great
Hmm.
example of that. Like, you know, they have a
Yeah.
ton of those like higher price point independent designers.
Hmm.
Like there's like Autolinger and Hodakova and like Dilara Fintikoglu. Like I would love to do a shop that's like those type of
Oh,
brands,
that'd be
but
so
like
cool.
I just need to figure out where
I'd
you
love to
have to
see.
like to do that though. I would have to have like a space that really is like my space is very punk.
Yeah,
My
it is
space
really,
is
that's
like
why it's cool.
it's smaller. It's like technically a basement, but it has like
Yeah.
a glass front, and it's just like it's it's I say it's humble. It's a first shop. It's giving first shop,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think to like have that kind of like clothes and to have the kind of customer come in that's gonna like just be like, oh yeah, I love this brand. I'm just gonna buy this, whatever. You have to like have a certain
Yeah.
atmosphere, you know?
No, totally. It has to feel like, I don't know, like Barney's, like that kind of
Exactly.
vibe.
But
I
like
wish
mixed with what I do.
Oh, that'd be
So it's
so
like it's a
cool.
total dream of mine. I really want to do that, and I think
Oh,
I'll be able to
yeah.
make it
I
happen.
feel like you can.
I just need to find. I either need to just build up more capital, which I might be able to do, or find somebody to work with on
Yeah.
that specific like venture,
I feel like
which
you could.
might be more of the like realm. It might be like this is retail pharmacy is mine, and then maybe we do this
Yeah.
kind of high end version of it together with
That'd
somebody
be
else.
cool. I could see it like retail pharmacy Dubai.
Oh my god, I'd love that.
That'd be so sick. I feel like
Dubai.
I feel like it'd look really cool in like like
I feel like I
somewhere
have
in Saudi
no place
Arabia.
there, so I've never thought about going. I mean, like I've always thought about going, but I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I know, I'm obsessed with Dubai. I like.
Do you ever watch Real Housewives of Dubai?
Yes,
I love Real Housewives of
so
Dubai.
good. Do you watch? Are you like a big Real Housewives fan?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's my. I mean, I don't even feel that guilty about it. It's my like guilty pleasure that I'm
Don't.
not really guilty about. You
Oh,
know,
I love Real Housewives.
because I don't watch a lot of like junky kind of TV. I watch like annoyingly artsy films probably, and like a few TV shows, and then like Real Housewives.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is like my favorite.
I love that one too. Oh my god,
Mary,
you need to dress. I know
you need to dress Mary
Oh my
Crosby,
God.
retail
I can't
pharmacy
believe she's
link up.
back.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
I know she has the best style though, in my opinion.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I feel like
her
that...
and her grandpa dad or her grandpa husband. Oh god,
I met Jen Shaw.
Oh, that's great.
I like the Hustler Club. We like went and met Jen Shaw. I'll show you afterwards. It's the background on my phone is Jeff and Jen Shaw. Yeah. What's our time at? I'm curious. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna ask some like wrap up questions.
Okay,
and then
rapid fire.
Okay, what is your favorite scent?
Oh god,
could be like any smell.
There's this perfume that I got when I was on vacation in Paris, like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just from like a gift shop or something, but the brand doesn't exist anymore. It went out of business. I've tried finding it everywhere, and that's my favorite little scent. It's like a rose, like it's very like Turkish rose, sweet with like a little like peppery.
I like that.
I like it.
That sounds good.
I don't know.
What's your idea of a perfect day?
There's so many types of perfect days. That's really hard. Like, I mean, I guess just like a great good day is just like I wake up, the weather is nice. It's not New York is such a gamble.
I know, it really
You're like,
is.
what's gonna happen? Honestly, the weather really makes or breaks my day.
Yeah.
It being I guess it's like, I don't know, like, cause there's good days for me where I'm at the shop. Like I guess I'm trying to think like I love working, but then I also don't want to say one of my good days is like at the store. I don't know, just like I wake up and there's no drama. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's hard.
Drama-free day.
Drama-free day. I eat good food.
Love that.
Maybe I go to one of my coffee shops and somebody's there that gives me a free coffee. I don't know. That's hard. I have so many good days and they're all so different.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel like I would have a hard time with that question too. Okay. What is a talent nobody knows you have?
I'm like not talented like that. I like I'm really or no, I don't know. I don't even want to say I was like I'm good at math, but I haven't really done a proper equation in
That's
forever. But I
cool.
used to be really good at math, like embarrassingly so. Like I would score like highest on like the standardized tests in my state in like math
Whoa.
and reading and
Okay,
writing. So I
math
guess I used to be
genius.
really smart. But
But now you just run
yeah,
a
that was
punk
my
clothing
secret
store.
power is that I'm really good at testing, I guess. Because I don't even think I'm that smart. I just think I'm really good at taking tests.
That makes sense why you're so good at business, though, because I feel like that's like the ultimate test.
Yeah, true.
Running a
Oh my god,
business.
now I'm like, wait, what kind of secret? I don't have any secret talents. Oh, whatever.
Math is pretty good. I'm not good
That's
at
not a great
math.
talent though. It's like that's just like a skill.
I don't know. I can't do math. I like didn't get past algebra 2 in high school. Like I was put into like dumb math.
Oh, okay. So was my high school boyfriend. He never got into like he never got past like algebra 1.
Yeah, I was like really like struggling.
I
I
was
like
a math tutor.
whoa, yeah, I had a math tutor. I went to like extra like I would go see my math teacher after class and I would play her YouTube videos and she would like help me with my tests.
Oh.
I like showed her Gangnam Style.
Oh my god, I love that. I took the like college entry math test for this like senior one year when I was like a freshman.
Whoa.
He was like, "Can you take this for me?" He was like flirting with me. I was so stupid.
Oh my god.
But I was like, "Okay,
College
I'll do
board,
it." Like,
please don't come.
I wonder what he got. What math class he got into.
Oh my god, I hope he did well. I mean, I'm sure
I
he
don't
did
know.
well if you
I
never
kind of
heard.
hope he didn't do that well.
How many shoes do you have?
Maybe around 20 pairs. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, I don't have as many as I used to. I used
Yeah.
to have a lot when I lived in LA because you could go like thrifting and find
Mhm.
great shoes everywhere.
And
And
people
here
don't
you
walk as
can't do
much.
that.
Yeah.
And people don't walk as much. So I could also buy a lot of different shoes.
Yeah.
My feet have been weird lately. So I'm like on like a sneakers and flats and boots kick. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
I wear a lot of sneakers.
I never wore sneakers before.
They're
I wore them in
comfortable.
middle school and then I like never wore them in high school really. I always wore boots.
Yeah, I like a sneaker. I don't know. I have really flat feet, so I have to wear sneakers. I have like weird feet.
I love sneakers now. I don't know what's wrong with my feet. I messed up like my big toe on my left foot forever ago, and it's just been like that.
Pray for
No more
Sophia's
heels.
toe.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh well. Well,
Was that every question?
that's every question.
Okay.
But okay, wait. Do you have anything you want to plug that's coming up at Retail Pharmacy?
On November 11th, I have a pop up with one of my designers from New Zealand.
Oh,
so I'm really
wait, that's
excited.
cool.
Yeah, her name's Catherine Body, with 2 D's, and her brand's called Body Part, 2 D's. And
cool.
I don't know, she's just really cool. We like get along well. We're both fake redheads with. I think she has bleached eyebrows too.
That's awesome.
It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah, no,
and I don't know. She makes just cute, cool clothes. I feel like there's like several kind of things that I feel like are kind of trending, and I feel like one of them is this kind of like jester-y like aesthetic. Does that make sense? Or that's going to
Yes.
be trending, like
Oh my God.
diamond like patterns and frilly collar
Yes.
bows and stuff. And she's kind of been on that kick for a second.
I love that.
She made this like really cool diamond mesh like bodysuit thing for Eve's tumor.
Oh,
one
whoa,
of
that's
his, like,
cool.
tours. Yeah, she's
That's
awesome.
sick.
So I'm super excited because I don't know, she's all the way from New Zealand. That's like the
That's so
farthest you can come.
cool.
It's just cool to me that like the internet allows me to like work with people from so many places.
I know, that's like beyond amazing. I feel
Yeah.
like hopefully people
That's why I
comment
want to go to
where-
places. I
Yeah.
know. I had a Spanish designer do a pop up at the shop before.
Yeah, we
I've
gotta
worked
send
with
you world
Peruvian
tour.
designers. I know. World tour. Worldwide, baby.
Retail pharmacy everywhere. Retail pharmacy in your city.
Honestly.
That'd be cool.
I know.
What? Okay, last question.
Oh yeah.
What trends do you see like happening, and like what are your like
Oh, like,
thoughts
right
of what's
now?
going
Okay.
on?
Metallics, capris, hoods, the gestury thing I was talking about. Like belts and cuffs, like studded like
Ooh.
punky kind of accessories. I think all of those are kind of like trending. But I also honestly just say whatever I like and I'm thinking about, and then a few months later kind of comes to fruition because
That's what a trendsetter
it's all
does.
no, I was just about to say because everything's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's not real.
But also, I guess on one of the interviews I did, somebody brought up a good point. They're like, how do you decide how to shape like what people are wearing? And I was like, oh, I guess I do kind of shape what people wear now because I actually supply them with clothes, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I just look for what I would want to wear.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way to do it because if you like it, it all starts with you because you're the first audience. So like just follow what you like and you can end up with an amazing store.
It's true. It's kind of what I feel like has worked for me best is like when I love something, it does well. And when I'm like, I don't know, it's like the sales
Yeah.
kind of reflect, you know?
No, that's so interesting. I feel like really people can like connect to that. Like there's
Yeah.
something tangible in like in art and fashion that like makes people want to touch it or like
Mm-hmm.
experience it. And clothing's so important because we all have to wear clothes.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's the only way that you can like aside from food,
Yeah.
it's the only like way that you can be creative with like a necessity.
Mm.
Like and I think that's why I like cooking so much too because it's like I always say I never I don't want to eat anything bad and or drink anything bad and I don't want
Yeah.
to wear any bad outfits. Like
Yeah.
life is like could be really long, could be really short and you never know when it's going to end and God forbid I my last outfit's terrible or my last meal is terrible.
That
I
would
don't want
suck.
that. Like why?
Why?
Life's too short.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's a perfect way to end it. Life is too short to wear ugly outfits and eat gross food.
Facts.
Have fun.
Period.
Live your best life. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Narrative. That's a wrap.